isati siwe naro tata Chiwenga chaita kamudedzi. In fact, we know it has been a long discussion. Yapinda social media. Chiwenga takamati ngawe tinosangana naye achita noise ari mastreets ake, but takati ngawe discuss nyaya yezuva resabata kuti takamira sei, because the world must know kuti sabata richiri kwanda hakuna even newe toda kuti uchengete sabata Zigo.
I was supposed to do a debate with one Evangelist Marufu from the SDA church. What happened is that Evangelist Marufu kept on talking about me. He says, I want to debate with Chiwenga. Chiwenga is refusing. And I gave a response earlier on. I said, Marufu is too junior to discuss doctrine with me. I wasn't looking down upon him. I listened to him when he was talking, telling people that is coming from the Mapost stories and so forth. And I listened to what he says, his reasoning, his understanding of doctrinal constructions, his theological background and so forth. And I said, he's a puppy. I'm a bulldog. He can't debate with me.
Asini, my question is, izvo zvechinamato zvacho zvinoda madebhates here kana kuti panongoda shoko chete sezvo ari mwari mumwe chete ari kunamatwa, unless one of them achiita zvechivanhu ende mumwewo ari in Christianity. Kusangana kwatikuita zvakare pachannel ino, channel yeZimu Witness TV, pandinodzoka nemaupdates akasiyana-siyana, uye ndinoti kana kari kekutanga kusvika pano ndinokumbira kuti ungobaya button riri kusubscribe, then turn on the notification bell kuitira kuti usarasikirwe neevery update yandinodzoka nayo pano nguva nenguva. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back again nevideo raApostle Chiwenga vachitaura ivo kuti vakashevedza Evangelist Marufu kuti vauye kudebate, asi vakazotanga kusadaira phone kwekupedzisira kwacho. And Apostle Chiwenga described Evangelist Marufu as a puppy panhau dzekuparidza, ivo Apostle Chiwenga as a bulldog. But there is a video raEvangelist Marufu vachiti he invited Apostle Chiwenga kudebate resabata kuti vaonesane kuti nderipi zuva chairo ringanamatwe pakati peSunday neSaturday. Asi tisingazive hedu kuti pakati pevaviri ava ndeupi akakwata mumwe sekutaura kwavo. So I'm going to play my videos acho, uye kana mapedza kuona my videos aya, let's meet in the comment section muchitudza zvamunofunga pamusoro penyaya iyi.
Isati siwe naro tata Chiwenga chaita kamudedzi. In fact, we know it has been a long discussion. Yapinda social media. Chiwenga takamati ngawe tinosangana naye achita noise ari mastreets ake, but takati ngawe discuss nyaya yezuva resabata kuti takamira sei, because the world must know kuti sabata richiri kwanda hakuna even newe toda kuti uchengete sabata Zigo.
I was supposed to do a debate with one Evangelist Marufu from the SDA church. What happened is that Evangelist Marufu kept on talking about me. He says, I want to debate with Chiwenga. Chiwenga is refusing. And I gave a response earlier on. I said, Marufu is too junior to discuss doctrine with me. I wasn't looking down upon him. I listened to him when he was talking, telling people that is coming from the Mapost stories and so forth. And I listened to what he says, his reasoning, his understanding of doctrinal constructions, his theological background and so forth. And I said, he's a puppy. I'm a bulldog. He can't debate with me. Evangelist Marufu says, no, Chiwenga is afraid. He's refusing to debate with me because he's afraid. He goes on to different podcast platforms discussing me, continuing to say that I'm afraid of engaging. So before we did the Revelation Gathering, I said to one of our bishops, talk to Evangelist Marufu and say, let's do a debate. So Evangelist Marufu says, okay, let's do it. So we agreed that we were going to do our debate on Friday, the 12th of September, or last Friday, this previous Friday. That's when we were supposed to do the debate. On Wednesday, I think it was on the 10th. Bishop says to me, he's no longer answering his phones. They are not picking up their phone. He says he was talking to Marufu and one or two of his guys. He sends messages to them. He calls them. Not even one of them had the courtesy to say, let's cancel, for example.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to do it the previous week. The week ending 5 September.
Okay.
That is when I'd proposed that we do it. And Evangelist Marufu says he's not going to be around. He says, let's do it next week. I said, okay, it's fine. So we postponed my debate to the 12th of September. So I said, okay, we will do it.
Yeah.
Let's grant him his wishes. I know why they want to invite me to debate. They want to score against me.
Yes, yes.
But you can't sell Adventism. You can't debate Adventism with me.
No.
It's a mistake. I will unmask Adventism until you are embarrassed. Because Adventism is one of the most shallow and yet nicely masked religion.
Yes.
It is a false religion with a beautiful mask. But there's no depth in Adventism. It's very shallow.
It is shallow.
I have taught many times. I actually did a mini-series titled Apostle TF Chiwenga's Message to His Adventist Friends. I engaged many Adventists on public platforms when I was doing street preaching.
Okay.
I did Gomba outreach programs. Adventists came to Gomba. None of them, not even one, had a sound argument with me. Even in Chitungwiza, they would come. The Adventists, the SDAs. Until some were, I remember when we did another debate during the Gomba, we were using Facebook to live stream.
Okay.
One of the comments came from a lady who was in Australia, and he said, these guys don't know how to debate. They are embarrassing us. I wish I was in Zimbabwe. I was going to embarrass this Chiwenga guy. And I replied and I said, when are you coming?
Yeah.
Because we live in Zimbabwe. Remember those days we said, we live in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
You don't have to yell and scream and insult your fellow SDAs. They did their best. Let's have a plan. When are you coming to Zimbabwe? We can still schedule a debate with you.
Yes.
She never responded. So I'm saying this, believers, because I don't like it. As gentlemen, we need to have some decency of, or at least, for example, to say, let me reach out and say, let's cancel the debate because of 1, 2, 3. They demanded a debate from me. I said no for more than a year, and they kept on discussing me. And I said, well, I don't lose anything by debating Marufu. But Marufu doesn't even understand his own doctrine.
Yeah.
But I think he wants to gain followers using my name. Let me give him what he wants.
Right.
And he will understand why I said no in the beginning. Now we schedule an appointment, a debate. We had made very good program, very good arrangement.
Yes.
We even discussed how the debate was going to happen, how long it was going to be. But one thing kept on telling me that this thing might not happen.
It's going nowhere.
But eventually, on the 11th hour, Marufu disappears.
He chickened out, am I?
Yeah, but as a man, you should at least communicate.
Yes.
We can't do this debate anymore because of 1, 2, and 3. So I'm no longer excited about this. I feel like these guys, they love to talk about me to get relevant. But they are not sincere even in what they are doing.
No.
Takatanga nauye dare, vachibva vatanga dare remachinda.
Yes.
But the dare idea was our idea. You can check when their diary started and when our diary started.
Yes.
But we don't have a problem with that. There's nothing wrong in learning and copying that which is good. What is rather unfortunate is that while they are copying what we are doing this side, they always talk about me in their podcast. And that is what people who are ungrateful do.
Yes.
They learn in silence and pretend that it's their organic idea. And when they come public, they want to attack the very person they are learning or copying, so that people may not see that they are copying from him. They don't want to give credit to somebody. So the best way to not give credit is when you are able to fight vehemently, to criticize and to label that person with all those kind of heavy words. So if you are in SDA, talk to your Evangelist Marufu and say, this is not fine. Don't challenge anybody to a boxing fight and then you refuse to show up. All right? Now, we know that people might fail to pitch up for many reasons. Maybe he's not feeling well. Maybe he got some other commitments. That's normal. What is not normal is to avoid answering calls and to avoid responding to messages. Why would you do that? You are the one who demanded a debate. Now you run away. Tomorrow you hear them saying, well, I don't know what they are going to say.
They will just say, Apostle Chiwenga was afraid to face us. Even if it's them who chickened out.
That's why I decided to say it. Yeah. I decided to say it because if I don't say it now, he is going to change the story.
Yes.
But we do have the communications we were doing with them. We can provide it as proof. Why would we come here and lie that we had scheduled a debate? What does that debate give to us? We don't gain anything.
Nothing.
So this is not good.
And Evangelist Marufu knows that when he faces you, he will get unstuck. Because in the SDA church, in the SDA shrine, there is no office called an evangelist.
That is one of the reasons why we had said we don't want to engage him.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually said it. I said in a letter, there is no evangelist in the SDA. And I said, if the SDA wants a debate with Apostle Chiwenga, bring a national pastor.
Right.
Bring your best. You can't bring me an amateur like Marufu, who recently joined Adventism. Yes. I don't think he has even read the great controversy or the spirit of prophecy. I don't think he has read those books by Mama, of course, Mama Ellen White. But we have those books here. We read them because we don't want to have a debate from an uninformed position. We do not want to make allegations that are not true.